Our program's for 5 years generally, as we kind of aim for. They take most of their courses the first 2 years. Along with that, they're doing their first research. And so they're working on like a master's research with the hope of completing their master's by their second year. After they do that, they'll then work on their dissertation prospectus qualifying exam. So that gets them ready for what is their dissertation project going to be. And then going into their 4th, 5th year, working on their dissertation and publishing, all throughout that time.
In the program, we have 3 tracks: the general experimental, the behavioral neuroscience, and the social psychology. All students take very similar core courses that overlap between, which provides them a strong foundation in psychology. And then the tracks have to do with the specialization that students take as they're diving into their field. All students admitted into our program receive tuition and a stipend. And the stipend's pretty generous and allows for a pretty comfortable style of living here in Waco. And students get that funding for 5 years, so throughout the duration of the program.
Along with that kind of funding, there are pretty generous travel grants. And so they can go to usually about 2 or 3 conferences per year, either local or national.
I'm looking for students who love science, who love the actual process of research, programming and experiments, collecting data, analyzing the data, thinking about the theoretical implications of those data, and having it not just be this is what I'm doing in the morning, but something that you really want to live.
It's not easy, but those that are able to kind of keep going in the face of frustration, doubt, I find that those students tend to be more successful.
We take a hands-on training model where we work with our students in our laboratory, and they gain both skill sets in terms of technical skills in the laboratory, but they also gain knowledge in the field with a broad background in theory and then the specific knowledge in their field.
I am lucky to get the opportunity to work alongside my mentor on a lot of really exciting and interesting research projects. We currently have a project that we're starting up in the spring that's being funded by a pretty large national grant, which is very exciting because I'll get the opportunity to work with a lot of resources and equipment such as fMRI that I haven't had the opportunity to work with yet.
I find that the student-faculty relationship in this department is collaborative. Students have a lot of unique skills to offer and to teach their mentors, as mentors have to teach.
The students always bring a different type of energy, a different type of perspective. Every single member of my lab knows stuff that I do not, and that's really exciting. That makes a really good environment to work in when everyone up and down the chain is bringing in something unique.
One thing that I sort of appreciate about this lab, one thing that may be unique about it, is that Dr. Lugo strikes a very good balance between hands-on instruction, but also letting you sort of step in and head up your own projects as well. So I feel like they do an excellent job of sort of taking you fresh from undergrad and then giving you all the necessary training and skills you need really morph into an independent researcher.
My personal goal for students is that they should always be the expert in what their dissertation is by the time they finish. So they should know more than we know about that specific area, because that's what they're really diving into.
There's a lot of energy at Baylor right now. A lot of energy geared toward research and into graduate education. It's a really good time to be joining the Baylor community.